In today's video, we're going to talk about every S Pen feature on the Galaxy Note 8. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help the S Pen work for you, and we have a lot to talk about, so let's dive right in. But first, make sure you check the description below, as that will have a timestamp to all the features I talk about and exactly where you need to go to learn about this. So first thing that we're going to talk about is the off-screen memo. So to do this, all you need to do is have the screen locked, and then you eject the S Pen, and that will automatically go into the off-screen memo. I didn't have to open up anything, just pull out the pen and this pops up. Here I can start writing my note, and here up at the top you can change the settings for how thick you want the S Pen. So here is the thinnest setting, but if you want it to be a bit thicker, you just click on that and you can choose it right there. If you have written something and you mess up, all you need to do is hold down the button on the S Pen and it then becomes your eraser. You could click up here at the top and erase line by line, or you can click again and click erase all, but the quickest way is hold down the button and then you can erase. So here we're going to finish writing our little message. The next trick is if we want to keep going, let's say we finish filling out this page and we want to go to the next page, all we need to do is click this little down arrow. Now, Samsung has said that you can do up to 100 pages. I did test this out and you can go more than that. So you have plenty of room to write it there. Now, if you stick the S Pen back in, it will automatically save this note, or you can click Save in Notes. But I'm going to save this to my lock screen by clicking the pin right here. That will then pin this to the lock screen, and you can see that this is the current always on display pin that I have, but this is going to be the new one, and here I'm going to say pin to always on display. Now once I do that, this will stay on the screen for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes it will hide just like this so that you don't see it. But if you want to get back, all you need to do is double tap the little circle icon right here on the screen, and that will open up the always on display again. Now, if I want to delete that message, all I need to do is double tap the trash can right there, and that has deleted the pinned note. Now next, let's talk about how to use the S Pen. So when you pull out the S Pen on the home screen, it automatically pulls open Air Command, and you can scroll through this list and I'll show you how you can add and remove items there in a minute. So Air Command is right there, you click that button and it hides it. Cool trick, if you press the button, you just click it once while you're hovering over the screen. So there you will see that little dot that is underneath the pen. When you see that, you can push the button, it will automatically pull out the Air Command. You can push it again to hide it, so I don't always have to click this. If you want to use the S Pen but hide that, you can hold it down and remove it. But if I want to pull it back up, I just click the button on the S Pen and that will pull up again. So now the S Pen will work within 10 millimeters of your screen. It uses an electromagnetic chip that's in the S Pen to sync with the phone. There's no batteries required. It's really cool how it works, and that's why this phone is so awesome. Let me show you another cool trick. When you hold down the button on the S Pen and tap the screen twice, that will pull up your note. So you can create a note at any time. You can be on any screen. Here I have all the pen options and some different colors that I can make a note. I have erase, undo, and redo, and then I can minimize. Let's say I want to hide this note real quick. I can minimize it and it will pop it up into this screen. I can click on it again and get it to be full screen. When I pull up this note, it will only recognize the S Pen, but if I want it to recognize my finger, I click the menu here and say turn off S Pen only, and then I can write with my finger. So that's really cool. It makes it nice if you are trying to prevent extra things from being written. Say I'm putting my palm on the screen and I want to write. That way my fingers aren't going to register when the S Pen only is on. So now let's dive into more of the Air Command features. So here you can actually customize this to be any application that you want to be. So let's say I don't want to have translate. I can just hold it down and I can move it to any order I want, or I can click remove. Now I have a new one, and you can add up to 10 icons here on the Air Command. If I click plus, this will show all the applications on my phone so that I can easily add them onto this list. And like I said, you can choose anything you want, but here at the top, it will show you the S Pen features. So let's say I want to add translate back and view all notes. Here it says you can only do 10 commands. So we're going to go through each of these real quick and show you what they can do. So starting at the top, we have create a node. So I just showed you the quick way to do that by holding down the button and double tapping, but that is how you can quickly pop that up. Next, let's go into Smart Select. So if you want to see a full version of Smart Select, make sure you click the pop-up on top of the screen, but there's a few things that the S Pen can do that it can't do on the regular Galaxy S8. So first, I'm going to go into a picture that I want to use Smart Select on. So here I have Batman I took a picture of that I want to crop out and place Batman in the Bat Cave. So if I pop open the Air command, select Smart Select, and then I'm going to choose rectangle. And now I'm just going to rectangle over Batman's face here. So what this is going to give me is a new option, auto select, extract text, or pin to screen. So pin to screen just pops that up so it's hovering at any time. So now that I have selected that area, I want to use the auto select feature. So that is going to automatically crop the image out on the edges of the object. So I'm going to click auto select. So here it has selected the border of the screen, but I want to add a little bit more. So all I need to do is click the add, and then I just drag around the area that I want to add in. So there you can see that it has added that section. This section is not added, so I select that, and then you can go through and get the exact portion of the picture that you want selected into your little image here. And you can get pretty precise, or you can just quickly go through it and select the different areas, and here we can add the ear back in. So then what you can do is click save, and it will save that cutout, or you can click share. And here I want to share this into a awesome application that works with the Galaxy Note 8 Sketchbook for Galaxy. So this is going to add it as a PNG file, and you can see that I didn't get very accurate, but you can easily go in and make that as accurate as possible. Up here at the top of the screen, I'm going to click and add a new layer. And now I'm going to select import image. So then I'm going to find a recent picture that I downloaded in my downloads folder. Here we have the Bat Cave already. And I'm going to go and say, let's zoom in on this. So there we have the Bat Cave. And then I'm going to go to my layers and drag Batman up to the top layer. And there we go. We have Batman in the Bat Cave. Let's see. So I come up here, select the transform tool. I can then change Batman around. Let's see. There we go. Batman is in the Bat Cave. So you can do some really fun stuff with this. So there you go. That is how you use the sweet Smart Select tool on the Galaxy Note 8. So for the next feature, we're going to go into Screen Write. So this will instantly take a screenshot of your screen, and then you have all the options up here to change the pen and settings, so you can go in and mark up any document. Say I want you to download this application. I can highlight information, makes it really easy to show people what you're talking about. You can also come down here and click the crop tool, so maybe you only want one portion of the screen. You can easily do that. And then you can click save when you are done. You can also click the back arrow to cancel. So the next feature we have in Air Command is called Live Message. So this is a new note feature to the Galaxy Note 8. Here at the top, we can change our glow effect. So when you hover over with the S Pen, it's really cool. It will show you these little pop-ups so you can know what things are. Here we have ink, we have glow, and then we have sparkle. We can also change the thickness of the pen. So here we can choose how thick it is, and then we can also change the color. And then over here, we can change the background. So here we can choose a colored background, or we can choose any picture, and then we can write a message. So I can say done, I can align the picture where I want to, and then I can change the color, let's say pink here, and we can say first day of school. And then when you send this, so if I click done, that will save this as a GIF file, and the receiver will see it played out like this. So it's a really cool animation. You can add lots of effects, drawing on people, whatever you want to do. So a cool trick here is when you draw, up at the top, you will see this little bar going across the screen. So the slower you draw, the faster that will go. So once you hit the end, that means you have run out of the effect that you can do. So there I was only able to draw a simple line. But if I reset that, and then this time I draw faster, so you can see that I'm doing lots of lines, and then let's say I stop right there. This is only halfway through, and let's keep going. And then now it has finished. It is good to note that the longer you do it, the higher the file size will be, and you may not be able to text it depending on your network. So I suggest just make your note as quick as you can so that you have no problems when you send this on. Now you can go down here at the bottom and see the collection. So this will show all of the different notes that you have done before. You can open them back up and then see what they look like. And then here, when you click share, it will give you the option to send it as a text, send it to any of the other applications that you have available on your phone. So that's a really awesome feature. Next feature on Air Command, which is Bixby Vision. So Bixby Vision allows you to hover over any part of your screen and learn more about it. So here, when we just hover over this part, it pops up that we can get text, we can learn about the image, or we can click shopping. So I'm going to click on the image, and it will then pull up Pinterest images, and you can see what it found. So here we can see that it found some different web articles about that picture. Now if I go in, and let's say I go into my gallery, and here I have something that I took a photo of or something I downloaded, and I'm like, hey, I want to pick up a 256 gig SD card from Samsung. I just hover over, and Bixby is telling me I can search text again, images, or shopping. So I'm going to click shopping, and there it is going to pull up results in Amazon, and I can quickly see what the price is and go in there and purchase that item. So that's Bixby Vision with the S Pen. Next, let's go into Glance. So to use Glance, you first need to open up an application that you want to glance at. So let's say I'm working on some finances and I want to quickly glance back at the calculator often. First, I need to go into the app I want to use. Then I click on the settings and click Glance. And now it is going to put that application down here in the bottom corner. And now let's say I'm working on a file or reading through the web, and if I want to glance back at that application, I just hover over and it pops up that app, and I have the full control of the application. Then if I move the S Pen away, it hides that app. This is really good to be used when an app is not supported in the multi-window application. So some apps just don't do that. You can put it here, maybe Instagram or another app that's like that. You are working in one app, you hover over, it pops that back up, and you have full control. As long as your pen is hovering over, you have access to the app, and as soon as you move away, it hides that. You can move this into any corner that you want it to be at, but then when you are done using Glance, you hold this down and you put it in the delete bucket up at the corner, and it has turned off Glance. The next item in Air Command is Magnify. So Magnify allows you to magnify your screen. So here you can quickly see that the screen is being magnified, and it is set to 300 times right now. If I want to change how much it is magnifying, I can go up here to 150. There you can see it just barely increases the size a little bit. I can go to 250 and do that. And then right here, I have the option to expand. So I can make the size of the window bigger, or I can make it smaller. So there's the smaller one, and there is the bigger size on the screen. And if you want to close that, you just come up here to this little box. You can move it around, but you just click on the box and that will close it. Next, we have the coloring book. So this option is really cool. To use this option, you will need to sign up for a PenUp account, which is unique to the Galaxy Note 8. You can just use your Google account, your Samsung account, anything to sign up. So here you already have 200 preset coloring book pages that you may want to use. It's really cool that they're already on here. You will need a network to use them. But if I want to color an item, here I can see what people have colored already. Or I can click and I can just start coloring, and it will open up this item. And if I want to, I can just come up here and choose any brush setting that I want. Let's say I want to color with this oil brush, which is really fun. So when you color with that, you can also choose another option and kind of mix those together. But let's say I want to be more accurate. So down here in the bottom, I can click the fill tool. And when I do that, I can zoom in here a bit further. When I click, it automatically fills in, so it makes it really easy to use. Now, the great part about using an S Pen when you're writing, so say you have a kid that doesn't know how to put their fingers off the screen and they want to draw, sometimes when you're using your finger to do it, it won't recognize your touch. But with the S Pen, no matter what you do, the S Pen always overrides the finger that is on. So here you can see Claire, when she draws, she uses the S Pen for excellent accuracy to get her drawing just perfect. So that is how you use the coloring tool. When you are done, you click done and you can save it and post it to PenUp, or click save only and you can go back in and edit it later. Okay, so the next feature on the Air command is Samsung Notes. So when I go into Samsung Notes, it pulls up my Notes application. I can then click the plus down here to add a note. This is a more fully furnished note-taking application. Here I can simply do text, so I have the full keyboard here. One other thing that is really cool about the S Pen that we'll talk about right now is down here on the settings of the keyboard. If I hold down the settings, it pulls up a bunch of options. So right there, I can do the live message, but right next to it is the T and the pen. So when I do that, now it has turned my keyboard into a place where I can write with the S Pen. So here, if I'm taking my note, I can write my note and it will automatically convert that into text. And I can keep writing and then it will add the space and everything. So it takes my handwriting and converts it into text. If I want to delete something, I can just click back and it will erase that. I can click these settings right here to learn about all the quick commands, how to overwrite a letter, how to delete something, how to add a space. All those settings are right in there. And then if I want to go back to the keyboard, I can just click the keyboard down here and I can type out my message, or I can swipe with the S Pen. So it makes input really easy. Here I can go up to the pen where I can just write my note. And then if I want to go and do brush, I can color and it will make all these different things that you're doing into a new section. So here I'm gonna quickly draw, sweet circle. And it adds that in there as another object. Let's say I wanna import an image into this. I can go into my gallery, I can go into my camera and add anything right here into my note. Then if I want to add a voice input, okay, this is a test of voice input. You can do that. So say you're doing a lecture, you're taking notes, you can also, okay, this is a test of voice input. Add a voice note very easily with that. And then when I'm done with my note, I just click save and it has saved that in here. One thing that I suggest you do, click the back arrow here and click settings and then go into settings again and sync your Samsung account. That way it will back up all of your notes to your Samsung account, so in case anything happens, you still have them available. Next feature I'm going to show you is the Translate in Air command. So here if I go into Translate, up here at the top it shows what language I'm going to translate into and what language it is from. So here I'm using English and I'm going to translate it into Spanish. So if I just hover over gallery here, so here it says gallery is Galleria. And then if I want to go into a web page and hover over, it will then just do one word at a time. If I want to do the entire sentence, I just click the T up here at the top, and then when I hover over, it will translate that entire sentence into Spanish. So that's really handy to have. You can click on here and choose all the different languages that are on this list to translate into and to translate from. So it kind of varies what you use, and then up here at the top, you'll see the recently used. So that is all the features on the Air command. So next, let's dive into a few more hidden tricks that you can find using the S Pen. Okay, so next I want to talk about inputting text. So I showed you how to change the keyboard. So right here you can click the text, but another option is whenever you see a text box and you hover over it with the S Pen, you'll see this T. So that is the direct pen input. If you click on the T, it automatically pulls open the text box where you can write. And so let's say I want to search for tech with Brett, and it will automatically pull open that information. So you don't have to change your keyboard to always be the handwriting keyboard. All you need to do again is hover over and click the T and it pulls open the direct pen input. And you still have all those settings where you can go in, scratch things off and everything right there. Here we can also click the search and there it searches for that item. So let's say we want to change it so instead of my keyboard popping up, whenever I have the S Pen popped out, you can actually have it show your S Pen keyboard. So here I can go into the settings of my keyboard, and then if I go down here, you will see pen detection. So when I turn this on, whenever I have my S Pen out, it will now only show the S Pen keyboard. All right, so the next feature I want to talk about is copy and paste with the S Pen. So like a mouse, all you need to do is click on a button and drag across the screen. So there are certain things that you can do this for. So here, I'm gonna click the S Pen button and drag over. You'll see that my cursor has turned into the text cursor. So now if I drag over YouTube, it is selecting that. I can copy, share, and go to dictionary. So now when I go on the web page and I wanna copy some information, all I need to do is hold down and you'll see that it converts here into the little cursor. I can then drag across the screen and select all that information. I can copy, share, dictionary, and do more with it. Also, when I go into the gallery, so here I have a bunch of pictures. Maybe I want to go through and clean this up. I can just hold down the button on the S Pen. You'll see that it adds this plus. I can then drag across the screen and select all those photos at once. If I see another set of photos I want to select, I can just select on those and you can add that and then delete them and share them all. So the S Pen makes it really fast to get through your data. You can copy and paste and you can do all that, which you couldn't do easily without the S Pen. So now I'm going to show you one called Air Command. So Air Command allows you to be in any application and you can simply hover over that app and you will find out more information. So here in the email, I'm hovering over an email and it's showing me that info. I can easily go down here and delete it, reply, whatever I want to do with that. Now this will need the stock email application to work. Next, let's go into video. So in the video player, I can hover over any video and I can see that video. It will automatically play. You do need to download the video player from the Galaxy App Store. If I go into a video, I can actually just hover over the timeline and it will show me more information so I can find the exact point of the video that I want to watch. Next, let's go into the gallery. So when we are in the gallery, we hover over an image, it will pop up that image so that we can see more of it. Then here I can edit, share, or delete the image right away with the Air View. Now last, we have calendar. So in the calendar, you can simply hover over any day if you are on the stock calendar application, and then I can see some of the information that is there and easily go in there and look at that. So, and then of course, everywhere you hover over, you will see the different Air Command notifications pop up that will tell you more about what each feature does so that you can just look at it instead of clicking on it. So next, let me show you how to get into the settings and turn on and off a lot of these if you don't want to use them anymore. So here you can go into Air Command and click the settings down at the bottom, or you need to go into the phone settings and go under the advanced features tab, and here you will find the S Pen settings. So here we have the Air View. So this will turn Air View off so you don't see those pop-ups on the screen. One other cool thing Air View does is it will scroll up and down when you are on a page. So like say this website, I can just go to the bottom and it will scroll for me if I go to the top or the bottom of the page. Here we have direct pen input. You can turn that on or off. Here we have the pointer, so that will remove the pointer from being shown on the screen. Here we have the screen off memo, so you can completely turn that off. Here we have the shortcuts, the floating icon. So say we don't want to see this floating icon when the S Pen is out, we can have that be turned off. When we remove the S Pen, we can choose what we want it to do, open Air Command, create a note, or do nothing. Here we have what's called S Pen alarms. So here if we leave our S Pen and we walk away, let's say we go and we're walking out to our car from wherever we are, well when this receives enough motion, so there we have the notification that it says we need to reinsert our S Pen, and then it will actually tell us in the settings when we remove the S Pen so that we can track our steps back to find where we left the S Pen. So that's really nice, but just so you guys know, the S Pen is the same S Pen that was used in the Note 7. So if you have any of those S Pens around, you can use those. They will fit perfectly. These can be purchased. I'll leave a link in the description below if you need to buy more. But here you can add some style and change up your phone a little bit. So there I have a different S Pen inserted, and that was one for the Galaxy Note 7. Make sure you collect them all. So next we have the power saver. So the power saving mode, you will only need to use that when you're using another S Pen. So here I have an S Pen already inserted, but it will still allow me to use the S Pen. So if you never need to use 2 S Pens, you wouldn't really need that turned off. You can get a nice S Pen that is more like a full pencil. I'll leave a description to that in the link below. So then here you can turn off the sounds as well as the vibrations that the S Pen makes. So if you want to learn a bit more about S Pen, you can go right there. So one super hidden feature about the S Pen and the Galaxy Note 8 is if you place the Note 8 underwater, you can still use the S Pen. So because the screen in the Note and the S Pen work together, you can still use the pen underwater. So here, if I'm drawing my little Finding Dory, I can keep drawing and I don't have to stop even if I want to take a shower or whatever. So I hope you guys enjoy this video all about the Galaxy Note 8 S Pen. If you have any further questions, please leave a comment below. And if this is your first time here and you learned something in this video, I'd love for you to click the subscribe button so that I can continue to teach you more about the Galaxy Note 8 and all kinds of technology from your phone to your smart home. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.